What is good? Time to get started. Got our game development journey continuing today. Looking forward to it. What were we working on? Alright, so last time we were working on our AI movement, zombies movement, and so we are working on that. And movement logic is in a custom event that will only run when you tell it to. To get the ball rolling, we need to go back to spawn actor from class node in your BP zombie spawner blueprint. Since the spawn actor node gives us a reference to the new zombie through its return value pin. What do you think would be the next step to call our new custom event? So we need to go back to the spawn actor from class node in the BP zombie blueprint or spawn. So we need to come in here, spawn actor from class. So let's just come back to this thing. Since the spawn actor node gives us a reference to the new zombie through its return value pin. I actually have no idea. Like what do you mean? No idea. The spawn actor from class node has a blue return value pin. A pin is a reference to the specific zombie that was just created. You can drag a wire from this pin and use cast to get access to the zombie specific functions. We've actually already done this in the past, so let's reuse that knowledge. I want to take a look at the spawn actor from class node. My spawn actor from class is actually already to a cast to BP zombie mode. Why the blue return value wire? That is why. Thank you for clarifying. I remember now. Shared a screenshot of that setup earlier. My apologies for the confusion. You were right all along. This means we're in the perfect spot to connect our new movement logic. Since the cast BP zombie.
Can we have this, please?
No.
Can we have a popsicle, please?
No.
So here's a little
Is mom here?
No.
Okay, go back outside and play.
Okay.
This means we're in the perfect spot to connect our new movement logic. Since the cast to BP zombie node already gives you a reference to the newly spawned zombie, all we need to do is connect your new initialize movement event to it. Let's do this step by step. In your BP zombie event graph, you have your initialize movement custom event, and that event is currently empty, right? Where is that event? Oh. It wants to be in PP Zombie. Your initialized movement custom event, that event is currently empty, right? If you have an event tick node still in there, you drag the wires from the tick to the initialized movement.
Can you play Mario Kart, please?
No. This is what my BP zombie event graph. This is taking a minute. I don't think it wants to send. That doesn't want to work. Why initialized movement event pin is connected to a add movement input. Zombie spawn logic.
Can you please switch on the light system, please?
No. You
We're
guys
done
go outside and play.
We don't want to be outside. We're done outside.
Providing that screenshot that clarifies the setup. What you have there is add movement input, which is a key part of how the movement is being handled. The add movement input now is what tells the zombie to move every single frame. So to fix this, we need to replace the event tick node with a different event. From the cast to BP zombie node, a blue as BP zombie blue wire that is connected to target pin of ish. Allowing you to access the zombie specific functions. Now we need to do the final connection. We need a way to trigger that initialize movement event from your spawner. From the cast BP zombie node in your spawner's blueprint. What do you think we should do next? Cast to BP zombie is connected white and blue wire to a So it's got it. Thanks for clarifying that. It sounds like you're setting a variable on the zombie that tells it where it came from, which is really good, great practice. So let's look at that cast BP zombie node. Just blueprint again. What's connected to the white execution pin that comes out of it? It is connected to the spawner ref set node just mentioned. So you've got your custom event set up and you've connected your add movement input node to it. We're in a great spot. The next step is to make sure the zombies are getting the right direction input. What do you think we need to do with the wires coming out of the add movement input node to get the zombies? I'm lost. Holy cow. consequences. Likely using a node like AI move 2, which creates movement towards the target. The player we need to replace that with a simple constant movement in one direction. The easiest way to do this is with add actor world offset. Inside the zombie blueprint event graph, find the event tick. All right. Add actor world offset logic I showed previously will only work on event tick because it needs to be executed every single frame. When called from the initialized movement event, it runs only once, moving the zombie a tiny amount before stopping. Let's adapt the logic to your superior setup. We'll use a floating pond movement component, which is designed for exactly this kind of continuous non-player movement. In your zombie blueprint, look add. Update the initialized movement event. Now we'll replace the logic in your custom event. The goal is no longer to move the zombie every frame, but simply give it a single push instruction that the floating pond movement component will then carry out indefinitely. Drag a reference of your floating pond movement component into the event graph, drag off of it, and call the function add input vector. Open. Oh my goodness. This is the current logic I have. Zombie. Here's what you need to change. Delete this calculation nodes. Delete the get player character. Both get actor location. and the get unit direction. So it wants me to delete all of this. Into the your initialize movement event should look like this. Notice custom event is like a button waiting to be pushed. We need the zombie spawner to push the button for each zombie right after it's created. Here's how to fix it. Calling the movement event. Open your zombie spawner blueprint. Find the spawn actor from class. Node that you use to spawn the zombies. Blue pin on the right side of the node. Return value. Gives you a direct reference. Save, exit, upload file. This one. There is the logic already in place. Excellent, thank you. That screenshot confirms that your spawner logic is perfectly correct. You're successfully spawning the zombie and then immediately calling the initialize movement event on it. This is great news because it narrows down the problem. The issue is not the spawner, the problem must be inside the BP Zombie blueprint itself. The add movement input node doesn't actually move the pawn, it sends a request to a movement component to do the work. If that component is missing or not set up correctly, the request is ignored and nothing happens. Let's double check the zombie setup. This is almost always where the issue lies. Troubleshooting checklist for BP Zombie. Please open your BP Zombie blueprint and check for these three things in order. Does it have a floating pawn movement component? Yes, it has a floating pawn movement component. Add it to your zombie for a movement. Is the max speed greater than 0? Yes, the max speed is greater than 0. Is the actor's mobility set to movable? Click on the very top component in the list, BP Zombie Cell. Then it says to look under the transform category. But I don't see that. When I select BP Zombie Cell, there is form section details, and when I search Google, nothing comes up. So why? Absolutely right. My apologies. I pointed you to a spot that can be confusing for the overall actor. The mobility setting is in a different panel. Let's use the class defaults panel instead, which is the correct place for the setting. At the top of your BP Zombie Blueprint editor window, look at the main toolbar. You'll see a button labeled class defaults. Do I? I don't think I do. Oh, it is. Class defaults. Mobility. I did just that. Searched. And nothing came up in the search. found it under seen root it. The current movement logic. Guessing this is way too simple because there's no way that's all the movement is. No way. It's saying, thank you. Yes, that logic you are showing in the screenshot is 100% correct, which is what we're looking at here, the initialize movement and add movement input. Those being the only two things. The node add movement input is the command to move. We have confirmed it's being called correctly. So if the command is correct, but the zombie isn't moving, it means if the command is correct, but the zombie isn't moving, it means the zombie doesn't have the parts required to carry out the command, which it does. Think of it this way. The add movement input node is the gas pedal, but a gas pedal does nothing if the car has no engine. The floating pawn movement component is the engine. We have to confirm the engine is installed and turned on. The critical question. Please go back to your BP zombie, which I'm in the BP zombie. Blueprint and answer these two specific questions for me. In the component panel on the left, there's a component in the list named floating pawn movement. Yes, no. If yes, click on it. In the details panel on the right, what is the number from XSuite? Oh. Oh, that tea is so good. So good. Great, thank you. That's the final confirmation we need. Entire movement set up from the spawner to the zombie internal logic component is perfectly correct. If the zombies are still not moving, it means the problem is with the movement logic. The movement is being physically blocked by something. The movement it spawns is a 100% collision problem. Let's no collision test. This simple test will tell us for sure if a collision is the issue. Open your BP Zombie blueprint, select your main collision component. In the details, go find the collision section, which is down here. Change the collision preset drop down to no collision. What's up, goons? Why did that not come over? That's weird. That's weird as can be. The other thing that's really weird. Okay, here. Oh, she wants to go to bed early? Alright. This is the real issue. If you set the zombie... Okay, hold on. Oh, no, I already know that part. This is the real issue. If you set the zombie's collision to no collision and it still doesn't move after we've confirmed everything else, that's extremely unusual. It means we need to do one final powerful test to see if the movement component is working at all. Open your BP Zombie blueprint, disconnect the nodes from the initialize movement event. Find the event tick node, drag event tick alt. File. Close. Connecting the event tick got the zombies moving. They are facing sideways, as you said they might. Saying let's fix the rotation first. Then we'll switch back to the more efficient method. Fixing the rotation. As you noted, the zombies are moving sideways. To fix this, we need to tell the zombies which way to face. Go to your event tick. Right after the add movement input node, and add a set actor rotation. As you know, the zombies are moving sideways. To fix this, we need to tell them which way to face. Your event, take logic, should move. Okay.
But
You want me to put you to bed now?
yeah,
Hey, do you want to come say hi to stream?
not this.
Okay. You want to go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have everything you need?
Yeah.
Did you brush your teeth? Let's brush your teeth before I put you to bed.
I need this. I have butter.
And you brushed your teeth?
No, yeah. I need what? Mom said. I need what Mom said. I need brush my teeth too.
You need to wash your hands and brush your teeth.
Yeah, Mom.
Okay, go
My
do that.
mom see that.
Okay, go do it, and then I'll put you to bed. Alright, she needs help doing it, I guess. Because she just went in to go do it by herself. This is what I have now with error code it gave me. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. X in action makes rod. From X must have an input wired into it. In English, this means the make rod from X node is empty. Job is to create a rotation that looks in a certain direction, but you haven't told it which direction to look in. The simple way recommended. You're actually making it more complicated than it needs to be, since the zombies are always moving in the same direction. You don't need to calculate the rotation every frame. You can just set it to a fixed value. Delete the make rod from X node. Minus 90. Okay, let's see if that worked. Compile, save, play. Okay, let's get back in here because I have a suspicion that it needs to be 90. Compile, save, play. Okay, that worked, but I did have to set it to 90 on the z-axis to get the disconnected and reconnecting. Oh no. Oh no! My stream lagged. Okay. To get them to face the right direction. The what it says. Excellent. Glad that worked. Having to use 90 instead of minus 90 is perfectly normal. This depends on which way the 3D model was facing when it was originally created and imported. Unreal Engine's axis colors. X-axis is red forward. Y-axis is green right. Z-axis is blue up. So yes, you're moving the zombies down the negative x-axis. Okay, the next issue I have is the zombies are spawning along the x-axis or up and down. I want them to spawn in the spawner box I created and placed along the top of the screen on the y-axis. Also, they spawn in different places along the z-axis and don't have gravity, so they just float in the air. Okay, when I get back, we are going to work on the spawning location of the zombies now because we've got everything else correct. They just are spawning in the air or something. Yeah, they're just spawning in the air. Okay. So when we get back, we're going to work on that. And I just got to go put my kid to bed, take a little break here. I will be right back. Let's see if I can't find some tunage here for us.